E-learning of a musical instrument in the 21st century, online teaching, social networks, and digital marketing.
Hi everyone, how are you? Here on my way to the International Double Reed Society in Granada 2018. Can't wait, see you, bye!
Hi everyone, how are you? My name is Nuria Cabezas, and in this video I present you a resume of my conference entitled E-learning of a musical instrument, online teaching, social networks and digital marketing that took place in Granada on the 29th of August in the 47th edition of the International Double Reed Society Convention. I would like to start asking ourselves some questions. How can we innovate in the world of classical music so that it reaches more people? What about the e-learning of a musical instrument? What can new technologies bring to the musicians in the classroom and beyond? Why it is important to generate our own value? We will try to give some constructive answers that help us to look from a new perspective to the learning process of a musical instrument. We will deal with issues of current relevance such as online teaching and learning, new technologies applied to music education, the importance of digital marketing managed by the artist-musician, or the new educational possibilities offered by the internet and social networks. First of all, we need to understand that we are living one of the big revolutions, a change of era. Right now, we are immersed in the knowledge era. The 20th century was a period of political, social and economic changes. There were also big changes in how people use knowledge and understand knowledge. As a result, this period is known as the beginning of the knowledge age, coming straight after the industrial age. In the knowledge age, the ideas and knowledge are the main source of economic growth. New works and new workers with new and different skills are required. And this fact is really important for education, because knowledge is no longer being thought as stuff that is stored in the minds of experts or represented in books classified into disciplines. Now we understand knowledge as a form of energy. In the knowledge age, our students need to use the knowledge to be creative, to be able to locate and represent new information quickly. They need to be able to communicate this to others and to be able to work in collaboration with other people. They need to be adaptable, creative and innovative. Most importantly, they need to think and learn for themselves. Today's schools, conservatoires and universities are organized to produce industrial-age worker citizens. If schools are to prepare young people for successful lives in the 21st century, we need to do things differently. A new mindset is required, one that can take into account the new meaning of knowledge. This fact also affects to the classical music world, and we need to adapt ourselves to this new era and to help our students to be prepared and understand their future careers. We are immersed in a new labor paradigm. Many of the jobs and careers that we know today will eventually disappear over the next few years. And of course, many other different ones will appear. It is in our hands to turn this crisis into an opportunity and adapt ourselves to the new labor paradigm in which knowledge, internet, and the new technologies will be the real protagonists of our private and professional lives. Now I'm going to share with you my own experience with online teaching. Some years ago, I was working with the KZN as principal oboe in Durban, South Africa. The orchestra, besides the symphonic series, has an educational music project around the country. During those years, I was really aware of how difficult and expensive it can become to have access to an education, and specifically to a music education in some countries. I must say that those of us who have had the opportunity to attend to a good public school, a band, a school of music, or a conservatory nearby are really lucky, and sometimes we don't appreciate it enough. During those years, I met and got to know people with a tremendous talent and a desire to learn tirelessly, but who did not have the resources, luck, or contacts to develop their full potential. It was then when I thought that internet could be the solution, and that an online music education with free access to everyone could help and bring music and music education closer to more people, in particular the oboe learning and teaching. Teaching is one of my passions, so I started slowly, but without stop, to study the way I could create it, and some years later, the MusicBayside platform was born. Today, I'm really happy to say that I have the opportunity to have students from all over the world in the online oboe lessons that I offer through the MusicBayside platform at musicbayside.com, both in English and Spanish. And I would like to share with you 4 advantages of the e-learning and teaching system that I've experienced myself. Advantage number 1, it's cheaper. And also we need to take into account the devaluation of the degrees. With the new labor paradigm, it's more important to be capable than to have a lot of degrees in your curriculum vitae. Advantage number 2, self-paced learning. Self-paced learning means that the student can start completing the targets at any time, and they can arrange a learning schedule that meets their individual needs. This type of system does not require attending live sessions because they can access the materials at any time that works for them. Advantage number 3, impact. This system makes it possible for more people to learn and teach. This online environment can be accessed from anywhere in the world. It's a wonderful scenario in which we can share our knowledge and value with others. Advantage number 4, creation of a specialized community and digital content. The new era of knowledge is crucial to connect with others and have a virtual and digital presence on internet. The knowledge nowadays is created in a collective way with constant feedback. Next, I'm going to try to explain to you the importance nowadays of a solid personal brand. The business side of a classical music career is rarely taught. Most musicians, and I include myself, learn in a process of trial by fire and making up their careers as they go along. What is a brand? We could say that a brand has the projection of a specific image, lifestyle, or concept as applied to any business, person, or collective entity. Kevin Roberts developed a simple but powerful matrix showing the difference between brands and love marks, as we can see in the image. The matrix builds along 2 axes of respect and love. Both are very relevant to musicians and ensembles. Respect. The audience's respect for an artist increases accordingly by the musician's technique and virtuosity. Love. The audience's love for a musician comes from the emotional connection. Kevin Roberts explains that only audiences get to decide which brands become love marks. I am sure all of you will be able to immediately name musicians belonging in this corner. I invite you all to look for your own love mark because it's probably already there and only needs to be discovered by yourself. Okay, let's move on and talk about marketing now. Artists often feel uncomfortable talking about business, marketing and sales. And that's perfectly understandable because we were not told how to do that when we were studying. No one teaches that like part of the curriculum when we spend our best years learning at school, university or the conservatory. Let's try to think about it from a new perspective. Think of marketing as a conversation you enter into with people who are interested in classical music and in what you are doing in particular. For that, it's really important to understand the difference between branding and marketing. Branding is all about how you are seen by people, about the image others have about you. And marketing is all about making people to see you, about the communication tools used to bring that image to the world. Marketing and sales starts with you and only you. So now it's a good time to start thinking about all of this. Your most powerful marketing and sales tool is your own personal network. And one of the best advertising tools today is actually offered by social media platforms. Social media strategy, content and plan. Social media strategy. For someone's opinion, social media has become the new obsession of the 21st century. But it's also important to know that social networks has many benefits as well. If we use it positively, social media can help us to connect with our audience and to enter into a conversation with people interested in our careers. What is social media? Social media allow us to broadcast personal and business content to either a more general public or just to selected people. We all know about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, blogs, podcasts, websites, etc., etc. Social media content. The content we create is the most crucial part of the equation and is at this point where we can be really creative. Content will include your performances, teaching, your experience, recommendation, creations, etc. Social media plan. If you want to use social media to advance your career, my recommendation is to invest time into developing a social media plan, and I recommend you a weekly plan. And what about our digital presence? We all are really lucky that nowadays Internet offers a multitude of opportunities for classical musicians to represent themselves online. It's really important to keep our digital profiles updated and relevant. Having a digital presence in today's world is not only a necessity, but offers musicians the opportunity to present themselves to the world. It's vital to use this for the benefit of our careers. The new concept of portfolio career or Tetris Lego career. I really hope you did not graduate believing that your career would only consist in playing in an orchestra or ensemble or being a soloist, because I did. And I have to admit that I was completely wrong. The truth is that times have changed significantly and you will most probably find yourself in a portfolio career. The term portfolio career was first used in 1994 by Charles Handy. He understood that the working world was changing. We are seeing a huge change in the world due to technology developments, and this also affects to the classical music world. We need to be aware that it actually offers many opportunities for the artist. A portfolio career means that you can do several different jobs at the same time. As a classical musician, you might play in an orchestra, have a chamber music group, perform as a soloist, and teach, among others. What used to be 4 different jobs can now be combined into a single and brilliant career, even more complete than we used to understand it a few years ago. As Nelson Mandela said, I believe that education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. My passion for teaching and knowledge has led me to the creation of an online music educational platform called MusicBayside, a project that grows step by step every day. Currently, I live in Spain and I'm interested in topics such as online education, new technologies, personal branding and social networks, video and image editing, and music marketing. Through my videos, blog posts, lessons, lectures, and pedagogical activities, I try to make music education accessible, flexible, personalized, and innovative to everyone in English and Spanish. My life has always revolved around music, and thanks to its learning, I've been able to have some of the most beautiful experiences of my life. With this project, I would like to bring music to more people, facilitate their learning, and perhaps partially return everything. The world is changing. We are definitely now in a new era, and we are really lucky to have three spectacular weapons to make an impact: music and arts, education, and internet and the new technologies. The revolution has already started in different areas of knowledge and education, and I invite you all to think about it and be active part of the revolution in the classical music world in order to share it with more and more people every day. That was all for today. Share the video if you like it and subscribe to the YouTube channel to be aware of all the news. There will be new videos every week. You can find more exercises and tutorials as well on the website musicbayside.com, where all the digital content is available, and also you can subscribe to the newsletter to be aware of all the news. You can also follow me on my social networks like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And in the website MusicBayside, you will find information about how to get lessons and personalized attention. You can also contact me by email at mail@musicbayside.com. Have you heard about Patreon? If you like the content I'm creating in MusicBayside and you want to support my project with a monthly donation starting at $1, you can visit my Patreon page, patreon.com/musicbaysideoboe, where you could find all the information about it. Thanks for being there. I see you very soon in the next video. Bye!